All right, guys. Alex and Jessi here. Believe this is like take number 3 of this video. But Jessi's been here at Cross Point Beach for about 2 months now, and we haven't really gotten a chance to kind of introduce her. We did a little bit on like a Instagram post, but not like actually formally or anything like that. So we just wanted to make a quick video to kind of introduce Jessi to the gym and the member base and kind of go from there. So why don't we start off telling us about your sports career?
Oh boy. So mostly ice hockey and gymnastics growing up. I played Division I ice hockey at Merrimack College, 4 years there, and then my other sport growing up was gymnastics, so helps a lot with CrossFit especially, and I did that club as well in college. And then other than that, just like had a big family, so I was always doing sports like swimming. I was a swim coach at one point. I swam in the summers and then played lacrosse, played rugby. But most of my time was spent at a hockey rink.
When did you start playing hockey?
Oh man, I was like 4 years old when I learned how to skate.
Nice.
So yeah.
So one of the big things that we talked about, I think on like a podcast before, is how we think that CrossFit's cool because it builds not just a foundation for fitness, obviously, but it kind of teaches you work ethic, and it teaches you good principles that you can take in business and in coaching and in personal life and relationship and that kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, playing college athletics, I think, has some of that carryover also. So what, athletics aside, what skill, what non-athletic skill or personality trait do you feel like you learned or obtained through playing college athletics that's kind of stuck with you, if that makes sense?
I would say discipline, because I think it took discipline to get there, and it took a lot of like hard work. Yeah. And I think that a lot of girls will quit within their sophomore year of just Division I athletics because you realize there's not really pro much after. And even if there is pro, it's very limited. Yeah. So I would say like discipline and work ethic are like the two biggest things. And then like kind of teaching you like how to value your sport, but also value like life outside of your sport as well.
Yeah. Not being like a one-trick pony.
Yeah, because like that was like the biggest like slap in the face when you get to college, and it's no longer just like the sport you played for fun for so long is now a full-time job. Yeah. And it doesn't make me happy anymore, and I got to figure out how to make myself happy outside of the ring as well.
Yeah. And that's tough, like even for CrossFit.
Exactly.
Too, for sure.
It's the same way with CrossFit. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you coach swimming at one point.
Yeah, I did.
So was that was like the first like coaching any experience that you had?
That's honestly where my coaching began. Like I said, I had older siblings. So my older sister was our swim coach in the summers. We all did swim team as kids just because we lived by the water. So it was like a safety thing. And my mom was a swimmer as well. So that was kind of where we got that from. And yeah, I fell in love with like teaching people how to swim, and then just coaching in general and building relationships. And then I just loved being around the kids and like helping them grow up. And that was kind of, I think, like the beginning of like realizing like coaching was something I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and then when did you get your first coaching job in fitness or in CrossFit?
So my first official job, I would say, was probably when I was actually in college at Merrimack. I ran a fitness class, and that was cool because I got to program. And I like didn't really know that much, but I had my level 1. But I had done a ton of shadowing. So like I watched a ton of classes, I took a ton of CrossFit classes, and I was very fortunate to have CrossFit level 3 coaches at the gym that I started CrossFit at. Yeah. And then I also did some coaching in gymnastics as well. So that like really helped kind of develop all of that. So
and what year was that?
Oh, that was my junior year. So like 2017, 2018. Okay. Yeah.
And then Invictus.
CrossFit, yeah.
And then...
Yeah, so then I started coaching at, my coaching career's all over the place. So I started coaching at Old Line CrossFit, which was the first gym I ever coached at. Okay. Coached there all summer. COVID happened. I got a job opportunity to coach at CrossFit 5 Plus. Coached there for a little bit. Got another opportunity to coach at Invictus in Boston. So obviously I was like, yeah, like I want to go to Invictus. Like that's sick. So I started there part-time. The goal was to eventually go part-time there. It didn't end up working out. And then I started working at Andover CrossFit, which is where I met a ton of people that actually helped me get down here. But I just kept getting better opportunities like each time, and they were all different. But like each opportunity taught me something different.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like really, I would say like Invictus and like the last gym I was at really helped develop me like as a coach, and which also helps develop you as an athlete as well.
Yeah. So I had some of these questions are similar questions that I asked Caitlin, so like we could like kind of compare it.
Something about softball.
Yeah. So, you know, growing up in athletics,
Yeah.
you know, we all have like that coach that like we remember that one coach. And, you know, for me, it was this guy named Bill Bogus, and he was my wrestling coach at one point in time. And one of his big things was he used to use the phrase intestinal fortitude. And it really stuck with me. And basically it was like, stop being a bitch.
Right,
like get your gut together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So was there a coach in your life that you felt like made a little bit extra of a mark in your life than others? Is there one that like sticks out, or?
I would say there's two. I say like the coach that like never believed in me, and like I always had to work for every bit of attention.
Yeah.
But I also said that like my junior year I had an awesome coach that like kind of switched my perspective and like made hockey fun again for me, and like let me have fun and kind of gave me this like opportunity to just like send it, and eventually giving me the opportunity to go to Division I. So it's funny because you look back and it's like I'm almost more grateful for the coaches that like pushed me to be better. And like I was like, why are you so hard on me? Like I literally had a meeting with the one coach. I was like, I'm the youngest girl on the team, and like you're always like you're benching me if I make one mistake. And he's like, I'm hard on you because you have potential. And that really stuck with me, was like, if you work hard, like you really can get yourself anywhere that you want to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes that people are hard on you because they see your potential. Not like they're trying to put you down.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's Kane. Kane's yelling in the background.
I'm scooching away.
That's her left, by the way.
I don't know. Fun fact, I don't know my left and my right.
Okay, so it worked out. Seth doesn't know your right from your left either. So, so kind of along those same lines. So that coach that I had, Bill Bogus, he was like, for lack of a better word, and we are allowed to curse. We've established that. He was like he was a dick.
Yeah.
He was just like one of those coaches, and he was like very like boot camp-y and like drill sergeant-y.
Yes. Yeah.
But and it was very hard to like get a smile out of him, and it was very hard to like get any type of like feed like positive feedback out of him.
Right.
But then when you got it, it was like
it meant
you knew
so
it was
much more.
and you knew it was super genuine.
Yeah.
So
totally.
And I feel like just like because he was a bigger component of my life, I think that my coaching style is kind of like gone towards a little bit more towards that.
That's definitely you.
So do you feel like you've resonated your coaching style with one of your previous coaches' coaching styles?
I would say yes, but I think that it comes down to my personal values, and like I think part of the reason that I am a CrossFit coach is like it's something that I feel like I was called to be, and like I think that the world right now is just like full of broken people, and so my coaching style is very much like I want everyone to know that they're valued when they walk through the door, and like I want them to be noticed. And sometimes I think good job is just what people need to hear at the end of the day, because
no matter what.
We don't know what they face outside these doors, and sometimes just them walking through the door, it could be like the worst day ever. And like I think I take it into account, like when I was in college and I was having my worst day, I just wish someone would have been like there to lift me up. You know what I mean? And so I think my coaching style is more something like based on everything I've been through. It's like I try to read what the people need in front of me, and you know, some people need that hardcore coach. Some people need that, you know, coach that's like this, and I think that's why it's so good to have a balance. Like your coaching style versus my coaching style versus X's coaching style. Like it's great to have that balance because everybody's different, and everybody you know
everybody
resonates
responds well
with different
better
stuff.
to different things.
Yeah, so I try to just be like myself, and like I try to just bring energy and light and just you know make everyone know that like I see them and I hear them and I want to help them. But at the end of the day, like I don't, because I know that like when I try to do something else like somebody else, it never goes right. I think that just through all the coaching experiences I've had, I just try to be myself at the end of the day, and I wouldn't say any specific coach ever really did that for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know where I picked that up.
Yeah, and maybe you picked it up like, I wish that I had this, so I'm going to be like that for somebody else.
Yeah,
which is a thing too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So last thing, and kind of switching back to your athletic side of things.
Yeah.
When did you find CrossFit?
Oh man, too late.
Yeah.
No, I found CrossFit because my brother played ice hockey and he was like on the smaller end, so he got to do CrossFit to kind of like be able to like fight on the ice because you can actually fight. And
Yeah.
big guys would go after him and like nobody could touch him after he did CrossFit. Like he could knock people over, and so I remember watching CrossFit a little bit like on TV and being like, this is sick, I want to do this. Like I did gymnastics, I can do all the like handstand walking and stuff. But my mom was like so worried that I was gonna get injured. She was like, your knees are bad, like blah, blah, blah. And I think that's like really important to mention. Like I was a gymnast and player, but like my body was like a mess because of like growing and everything. So, yeah, in 2015, we walked into a CrossFit gym because of a Groupon, me and my two sisters. And it was hilarious because like they didn't think that we were gonna come back. Like, because my mom was like, there's like all this loud music, everybody's cursing, it's so aggressive. Yeah. It's like old time CrossFit.
Yeah.
And then we came in and like they basically were like, they gave us one on-ramp lesson and they were like, you're good.
You're good,
and
yeah.
it was like not even like a couple classes in and they were already pulling us out and they were like, we're gonna train you for hockey. So I pretty much used CrossFit to train for hockey like up until 2019, and then in 2019 that was when I was like, all right, like it's time to like, you know, start CrossFit.
Do
training.
CrossFit,
Yeah. So it was like I did CrossFit, but it wasn't ever. It was like I did classes, and then majority of the time, I think I told you I used to like train with like MMA fighters and stuff.
Yeah.
So just like power output, like it wasn't like a bunch of ring muscle ups. Like it wasn't really that kind of stuff.
Super low skill.
Super low skill. I mean, obviously we did like handstand walks, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was really just to get me in shape for hockey, and like it sure did. Like nothing else ever hurt like it did on the ice except for CrossFit.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So yeah.
Well, cool. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so.
What's your favorite color?
I'll take a wild guess. I really like orange.
All right.